everybody, welcome to a new episode. This weekend I went along to Play Expo, which was held in London for its very first time. It was held in Printworks in the area of Canada Water in Rotherhithe, and it's an area that's seen a lot of redevelopment since the 1980s with reclamation of the old docklands and home to Printworks. This is a venue which now sits in a defunct Harmsworth Quay Prints Works where newspapers like the Evening Standard and the Metro were once printed. And this is a vast complex, and for Play Expo it was perfect for its very first time in the capital city. So the arcade and pinball zone looked to be the most popular throughout the whole weekend. It was thronged with people all day long when I went up on the Sunday, and the sound of all the machines brought back a lot of memories of visiting arcades when I was growing up. Although this time I didn't make any crank calls to Rolls-Royce dealers in Inverness from the payphone, like we allegedly used to. The sheer breadth of arcades was astonishing, from epic greats like Pac-Man, Zaxxon and Asteroids to the mid-80s smashes like Space Harrier, Outrun and Super Hang-On. It really brought back memories of playing the cabinet down a local chippy whilst we waited for the fish to be ready, which of course we washed down with a can of Lilt. Inside the expo was also the fantastic range of retro systems which you could sit down at and play on. A really diverse range, in fact, including Commodore 64s, VIC-20s, ZX Spectrums, Vectrexes, PlayStations, and some real rare beasts indeed, such as the Apple Pippin. We also had the Atari Jaguar there, Neo Geos and so forth. So I had a lot of fun playing on these systems, including Duck Shoot on the NES for what must be my first time in nearly 30 years, and a bit of Puyo Puyo 2 on the Super Famicom. And of course my beloved Amiga was represented with two Amiga 1200s, loaded up with Treasure Island Dizzy, Shadow of the Beast and many more. It wasn't just British machines though, as I mentioned. There was a range of PC Engine, Famicom and other machines like Super Famicoms that were present, and obviously playing on the Neo Geo AES for the first time in my life was a real thrill. What a machine. The trading hall was definitely busy. I did expect a few more retailers and also a bit more on the British home computer scene to be represented from the 80s to the mid-90s. I only really noticed one stand that had a handful of Amiga games and another which had a range of cassettes for various 8-bit micros, but if console action is what you wanted, and I did, it was lush. There was just so much there. I'm kicking myself a bit that I didn't purchase a copy of Poppin' Twinbee's Rainbow Bell Adventure that I spotted there, and Nito Shinden, which is a super deformed Shinden based game for the PlayStation. But I did come away with Alundra and Grim Grimoire, so that's pretty cool. And also check out these super customised Game Boys. I was extremely tempted, but maybe another day. Panels and speakers were very interesting. I listened to a bit of the YouTubers panel, which had many of the well-known British names and authorities on gaming speaking, which was really cool to listen to. Although I didn't stay for the entire duration, as John Hare of Sensible Soccer, Cannon Fodder, Whizball and so much more was talking downstairs, which was also a very interesting listen. I also managed to pop in a little hello and thank you to Dan and Ravi at the Retro Hour podcast. So that was super awesome to meet them and say thank you for their episodes every week. Really recommend their podcast if you've not seen it.
Will be
found so awesome about the arcade and pinball zone was the sheer diversity of the people playing and having fun, young and old alike. It wasn't just all mid-30 or 40-somethings playing games, it was just literally all ages. And actually really young kids of like 10 or 12 talking about Mega Drives and clearly having a very in-depth knowledge about some games and what they were looking at. It was really quite wonderful to hear and listen to, and just seeing so many people smiling and enjoying themselves. Arcades, I think, are really sorely missed. Even though I live quite near to a big seaside town where arcades used to be a very present thing on the pier and so forth, there really aren't any here anymore. Although I believe in Worthing Lido there was a Sega Rally cabinet, although whether it's there still is anybody's guess. So the best for last is an Amiga CD32 playing arguably its best game in my book, Flink. This was also released for the Mega CD by Psygnosis, and I'd say check out the prices this game goes for on eBay. It's eye-watering, but it's a really good game that showed what the AGA chipset could do in the right hands, and of course assuming that Commodore hadn't gone bankrupt in 1994, but it's good to see nonetheless. Anyway, I highly recommend going to a Play Expo, folks. The Blackpool event is coming up at the end of the year, and they have previously hosted events in Manchester, Glasgow, and perhaps others that I'm not aware of. So if there's one near you and you're thinking of going, I highly recommend it. I think you'll have a lot of fun and really enjoy it. I know that I did. So I guess all remains for me to say is see you soon. Bye.